Welcome to Cavaletto Studios. I'm Chris. Stretch and Flow is a full body workout using movement to dive deeper into our mobility. This 1-hour class will also help with improving your flexibility. To top it off, balance and strength are bonuses in today's practice as you transition in and out of an asana. So let's get started. We're going to begin seated in an easy seat, Sukhasana. You're welcome to sit on a block or blanket, crossing those legs, either one in front, and just lengthen through the spine, sit up nice and tall. Pull the chin into alignment, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, and let the palms rest on top of the thighs. If you're comfortable, we're going to close our eyes and just start to focus on your breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. Feeling the expansion through the belly, through the rib cage, through the chest and shoulders. And then slowly exhaling chest and shoulders, rib cage and belly. And just continue that pattern of breathing. Bringing a calmness over the body as we prepare for our practice. One more breath. And then gently draw your right ear to the right shoulder. And then chin back to neutral and left ear to left shoulder. And then back to center, chin to chest. Stretching through the back of the neck, take a look down at your feet or the mat. And then looking up at the sky, bring your teeth together. And then relax the jaw, bring the chin to neutral. Realign those ears over the shoulders. And then place the arms out to the side. We're slowly going to start to bring movement and breath and heat to the body. So we're going to turn the palms up, thumbs towards the back, slide the arms slightly back, check in again with your posture, and then take a deep breath in. Inhale, reach to the sky, touch the fingers, and then exhale over to the right. Palm onto the floor. Try to keep both sits bones down on the floor. And then inhale to the sky, touch the fingers, exhale to the left. And then again, inhale, lift, and over to the right. And on the next inhale, swerve and sway to the other side. And then to the right. Again, keeping those sits bones down, relaxed, shoulders relaxed. And then over to the left. We're going to add a little variety here. We're going to come up and reach the arms around so the left arm goes to the right thigh, twisting. And let's make that more of a flow. So let's inhale to the left, lengthen, exhale over here. On your next inhale, release, flow to the right, exhale. Inhale to the left and exhale here. And then inhale to the right and exhale. And then back to the center. Place the hands on the knees. Draw the chin to the chest. Little extra back stretch. Variation of cat-cow. Inhale, lengthen. Pull the hands on top of the thighs. Open up the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades. And then bring everything back to neutral. Inhale, both arms up. Interlace those fingers and side bend to the right, keeping those sits bones down. Deep breath in and out. And then inhale, lift. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, both palms to heart space. And then open up those arms, find those cactus arms, or feel like goalposts. Pull those elbows backwards, take a deep breath in, slide the arms to the sky, touch the thumbs, and then exhale back to cactus arms. Side lean to the right, through the center to the left, and then back all the way to the center, releasing those arms. We're going to extend the arms, the legs straight, and find your dandasana, your staff pose. Sitting on those sits bones, flexing those feet. Try to pull those heels off the floor. Option to put the hands next to the body on the floor or resting them on the thighs. You're feeling those thigh muscles pulling into the bone. Breathing, and then relax and give those feet a shake. Let's pull the right knee into the chest and let it drop open. So your foot is up against the thigh. You can have it out further if you need to. If your leg is up in a tight hip, put a block underneath your right thigh or a pillow. Inhale, both arms up. And then exhale, reach for those left toes. Inhale, rise. Number 2, exhale, fold. 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. And 1 more time, inhale, reach, and exhale, fold. Reach for that toe, relax here. If you can reach your feet, great. If not, no worries. You can hold the shin or the knee. Maybe you feel a stretch in the hamstring, maybe in the upper, the low back side of the opposites on that right hip. Another breath, maybe letting the head fall towards the knee. And then we're going to inhale, reach those arms all the way up, lengthen through the spine, sweep them out and around to the side. Pull that right knee into the chest to give it a squeeze, and then pull it across to the opposite thigh. You're going to take your left arm, wrap it around that right thigh, lengthen. Right hand behind the back and twist. Turn your head and look as far back behind you as you can. Keep that left foot flexed. Feeling the stretch through the right glute and hip. Find your breath. One more breath. And then you're going to come through the center and slowly release that leg. Let's pull the left knee in nice and tight. And then let the knee fall open. The bottom of the foot is by the shin or the knee. Flexing that right leg. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach and fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach and fold. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Each time we come down, we get a little deeper. Fold. And last one. Inhale, lift. And exhale, fold. And just lengthen. Notice the difference on this side. Let your belly melt towards your thigh. Let your head melt towards your knee. And again, same thing on this side. If the knee is really high and it bothers it, feel free to put a block or pillow or blanket under your thigh on the left. You can have your hands on the shins or the floor or the knee, whatever works for you. You can also use a strap. 1 more breath here. And then we're going to inhale, lift the arms. Exhale them out wide to the side, and then pull in that left knee to the chest and give it a press across that right thigh. Right arm is going to wrap around that left knee, left arm behind you as a kickstand, and gently twist and look back over your left shoulder and flex that right foot on the floor. And breathe. Feeling that nice stretch in the glute, to that left glute and hip. And then we slowly release back to center. Extend both legs, lengthening. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms, and now you have an option. You can bring your feet to the side, or you can cross them and come to tabletop. So we're going to bring the knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. Place the tops of the feet on the floor, cat-cow. So you're going to inhale, lift the head and the tailbone, arch the back. And then exhale, round through the back, push through the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, round. 2 more times. Inhale, lift and open. And exhale, round. 1 more time. Inhale, lift and open. And exhale, round. And then we find our neutral spine. Level out the back and pull the shoulders away from the ears. Now we're going to take our right toe to the back of the mat, tuck the toe under, stretch through those calf muscles, keeping the hips level, squeeze your right butt cheek and lift your right leg off the floor. Left arm extending forward, maintaining your balance, warming up the core. Thumb is to the sky. And then elbow and knee are going to meet underneath at the belly. In, and then extend out, and then in, extend out, look forward, in, extend out, and 1 more in, extend out and hold. And then you're going to bend your right knee. You're going to reach your left arm back. Option to grab hold of your foot, kick your foot into your hand. If you cannot reach your foot, that's okay. Just push the heel to the sky and the knee is bent. Otherwise, if you are holding your foot, open up that chest, look forward, try to level out your shoulders and find your breath. Good. 2 more breaths. Focus on your inhale and your exhale. 1 more. Slowly release, extended tabletop. Look at the floor at your thumb. Good. Hand and knee to the floor. Separate your knees, feet together. Slide back into child's pose, hip to heel, but then hold on to your right wrist and just give it a massage, move it around because it was holding you up on the floor. Massage your fingers. Stretching out that low back. And then we're going to bring the hands back to the floor and transition back to your tabletop. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Press your left foot back into the mat, extending that leg, leveling the hips, squeezing your belly and your glute. Lift that left foot off the floor. Extend that right arm forward, thumb is up. Left shoulder pulled away from the ear. And then elbow and knee meet underneath at the belly. Little rounding of the back, crunch, and then extend forward, look up, in, extend, in, extend, and in, extend and hold. That was 4. Find your breath. Bend your left knee. Reach your right arm back. Grab hold. Kick your foot into your hand or just leave the foot up if it's not quite reaching into your hand. You can always use a strap. And then really push and extend. One side might not move as much as the other. That's okay. Just focus on your breath. Feel the opening of the chest and the hip flexor. Finding your breath again in case you focused on something else. 1 more breath. And then we're going to let the foot go, extended tabletop. Reaching the right arm forward, left leg back, toe to the floor, and then bring the knee And the hands to the floor, knees apart, feet together. Slide your hips back. Melting your belly between your thighs, and then hold on to your left wrist and just give it a massage. Massage your hand out. It's nice and warm now. Now we're going to separate our fingers, place the hands on the floor out in front of us. Transitioning out of your child's pose, Balasana, to your downward facing dog. Tuck your toes and then shift those hips upwards. And then let's pedal out your feet. Walk your dog, moving those hips side to side. And then when you're ready, bend your knees, melt your belly to your thighs. Finding your breath. We're going to lift the right leg up, bend the knee, and start to circle that hip 4 times in one direction, and then 4 times in the other direction. If you'd like, you can stack the hip, keep the shoulders level, just get a nice stretch. And then slowly bring that right foot back to the floor. And you're going to melt into your downward facing dog again. Let your right heel melt into the floor. Lift your left leg. And then bend the knee. And then 4 hip circles. And then 4 the other direction. Good. Stack the hip. Get a nice little hip opener there. Shoulders level. And then we bring that left foot back to the floor. Melt into your downward dog. And then we're going to take the right leg up, extended 3-legged dog. Bend the knee. Bring that right foot forward between your hands. And then you're going to lower your left knee to the floor. Feel free to put a block or even a blanket or something under your knee if you need to. Make sure your right knee is over your right ankle. Walk your hands up onto your thigh. So you're getting a nice stretch through that left hip flexor. And then we're going to open up our arms to cactus arms. And find your breath. Continue breathing. Now you're going to start to twist to your right and extend your arms to the front and back of the mat. Extending them with your twist. And then rotate back to cactus arms, opening up that chest. Another deep breath in. Now option, you can have your hands on your hips and straighten out that front leg. Or you can bring your hands to the floor. You can use blocks here if you'd like. Another option, if you want, you can untuck your back toe and slide all the way to the floor. You could even sit on your foot if that is something in your practice. It's up to you where you go. Another breath in any of those 3 options. If you're on your foot, you're going to work your way back up. And then we're going to all bend the front knee and hinge back into our lunge. We're going to tuck the back toe under and step back to plank. Nice and strong and tall. Deep breath in. Rock onto the toes. Chaturanga. Lowering down. Good. All the way to the belly. Untuck the toes. Lift the upper body. And then release the hands. Find your breath. Warming up the low back. And then hands on the floor. Tuck your chin. Tuck your toes. Find your downward facing dog. Relax your shoulders. Melt your right heel to the floor. Left leg comes up, 3-legged dog. And we're going to bend that left knee, and we're going to bring the left foot between the hands, lowering the right knee to the floor and walking it up onto the thigh, never the knee. Knee is over the ankle. Check in with that right hip flexor back there. Your knee is welcome to be on a blanket or a pillow or pad. And then we're going to open up those arms, cactus arms. or field goal arms. Open up that heart space, find your breath, shoulders relaxed. Now we're going to slowly twist to the left, extend the arms, front and back of the mat. Again, finding your breath. And then back to cactus arms. Option, hands on the hips to straighten out the leg, pull the toe up or point the toe. Option 2, lowering your hands to the floor. Option 3, to untuck the back toe and sit back either on the foot or all the way on the floor. It's up to you. And you can even lean into it and get a little extra hamstring stretch. Another breath. If you are sitting on your foot, you're going to come back up, join everyone else, and then we're going to start to all bend that front knee, hinge ourselves forward to a lunge. We're going to tuck your back toe under and step back to plank. Find that nice strong positioning, pull the shoulders away from ears, rock forward on the toes, chaturanga. Exhaling, inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 2 deep, slow breaths here. Melting into your downward facing dog. And then after your second one, let's rise up onto the toes, back into the heels, and then you can step, hop, or walk both feet forward to forward fold. Bend your knees slightly, let your belly rest on your thighs as you just hang out here a moment. And then we'll bring our hands to the shins right below the knees. Start to straighten the arms, straighten the legs, and flatten out the back. Pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Finding your breath. And then exhale, fold. And then inhale, bend the knees and rise. Come all the way up. Exhale, palms to heart space. And then forward fold, swan dive, all the way back down. Bend those knees, step, hop, or walk back to plank. Chaturanga, flowing down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then we're going to transition from down dog to plank. Just shift to your plank and then shift back to your downward facing dog. And then shift to your plank. Be strong here. And shift back to plank. And 2 more of those, 2 more times. Shift back to plank. Pull those shoulders away from ears. Really focus on your form. Feel the quads pulling into the thighs, the thigh bone. And then shift back to down dog. And we have 1 more. Shift back to plank. And you notice we've been doing things in 4s. And then shift back to downward facing dog. And find your breath. Up onto the toes, back into the heels. Now you're going to lift your right foot up, bend the knee, step that right foot forward, pivot into the left foot, find your warrior 1. Coming all the way up. Option to press the palms together. Pressing the back outer edge of your foot into the mat. Find your strength. Notice what's going on in the hips. Now from here, we're going to take the arms wide out to the side. We're going to straighten out the front leg and start to hinge at the hips until you get to a flat back. Some of you might want to stay here. Some of you might use a block or be able to bring your arms to the floor, head to the knee. Find your breath. And then I want you to bend your front knee, press through your heel, come up to warrior 1. Notice that back hip. That was 1. Extend the arms out to the side. Start to straighten out the front leg. Back hip pushes forward. Slowly lowering to that straight leg. Variation of our pyramid. And then slowly bend that front knee. Find your strength. Come up to warrior one. Virabhadrasana 1, that was round 2. We have 2 more to go. I'm bending into that front knee a little further. And then wide arms. Straighten out the leg, front leg, and level the hips as you come forward. Each time going a little deeper. And then bend that front knee. Coming up all the way, fingertips together. You might even be able to bring your front foot forward more now. If you can melt deeper into it, we have 1 more round. Arms to the out to the side. Straighten your front leg, hinge at the hips, forward, fold towards that leg. Using blocks here if needed. Find your breath. Now bending that front knee. Find your strength, coming back up to warrior one. Melting into it. Check in with that back outer edge of your foot. Bending into that front knee. Now we're going to transition here to warrior two. So you're going to move your left foot back, open things up. Bend into that front knee. Make sure your right knee is directly over maybe the last pinky toe or close to the last couple toes. Extending the arms front and back. Look over your right fingertips and make sure your shoulders are over your hips. You're not leaning too far forward or too far back. So you're looking over those fingertips. Open up that right knee. Take a deep breath in. Flip your right palm up. Start to reach forward. And then bring your back hand to the thigh. Reverse warrior, looking up or forward. And breathe. Now from here, you're going to straighten out your front leg to find reverse triangle. Working our way through 4 postures together. And then we're going to start to transition to triangle, reaching, pivoting that right arm forward, sliding it inside the hand, the thigh, and other arm up. And again, making sure you're not collapsing. Be mindful of those hips, where they're going. You might want to use a block here. You can use your hand on the shin if you'd like. And find your breath. And just notice what's going on in the side of the body, maybe the inner thigh. We're going to hold this for 4 full breaths. From here, that's about 4. You're going to start to bend your front knee, rotate your upper body forward, bring your belly to the thighs, and bring your arms to airplane. Finding your breath. Take your left hand to the floor on the inside of your right foot. Right hand to the heel, hip. Pull your back heel off the floor. Rotate to a twist towards your right knee. Option to extend the right arm up, pushing into that back heel. From here, we're going to bring the right hand back to the floor. Step back to plank. Nice and strong. Deep breath in and chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Relax those shoulders, pull the ears and the shoulders apart. Melting into your right foot. Slowly bring your left leg up, 3-legged dog. Bend your left knee. Bring that left foot between your hands, pivoting onto your right foot. Find your warrior one. Lengthening. Option for arms together. Find your breath. From here, we're going to start to bring the arms out to the side, straighten the front leg, start to hinge forward. Maybe you have hands on the hips and you stay there, or arms out. Maybe you bring them to the thighs or the floor. And then bend your knee. Slowly press up to warrior one. Just notice what's going on in the body. Notice if one side is easier than the other. And then we extend the arms out. Straighten that front leg. Start to hinge forward, leveling out those hips. Hands can be to where they feel comfortable. Use those blocks if needed. And then we're going to bend into the front knee. Ground into that heel, gently press up. We have 2 more times to go. Feel that hip rotating back hip forward. Extend the arms out, straighten that front leg, hinge forward. Might get a little easier each time. Soften the toes, bend into the front knee, push through your heel, and come up. This is very good for balance as well. Find your warrior one. We have 1 more time. So extend the arms out, straighten the legs, forward fold, swan dive. Soften the toes, bend the front knee, press up through the heel, come all the way back to your warrior one. And breathe. From here, we're going to bring the palms to heart space. And then you're going to pivot onto your back foot a little wider. Find your warrior two, Virdrasana 2. Your legs probably want to go a little wider. Shoulders relaxed. Level them out. Look over your left shoulder. Check in with your left toe. You can see your big toe. Your knee is not collapsing in, but pushing open to the left slightly. Shoulders over hips. You're going to flip your left palm up. Start to reach it forward. And then flip your arm up. One arm to the back, right arm to the back. Reverse warrior. Find your breath. If you have a variation you want to take, feel free. We're going to straighten out the front leg, reverse triangle. And then you're going to start to hinge those hips to the back of your mat. Reach your left arm forward. And then find your triangle on the other side here. So right hand can be on the hip, can be to the sky, the back of your hand on the thigh or the shin, or your fingers towards the floor or on a block. Trying to stack. You want your right hip as much over your left hip as possible, and your right shoulder on top of your left shoulder. And find your breath. Inhale and exhale. 1 more breath. And then you're going to start to bend your front knee. Bring your belly to your thigh. Arms out wide like airplane. And then take your right hand to the floor next to your left foot. Peel your back heel off the floor. And then twist your belly towards that left leg. And breathe. And now we're going to bring both hands to the floor, step back to plank. Nice and strong. Pull the shoulders away from the ears on your tippy toes. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend into those knees, draw the belly to the thighs. Pull those shoulder blades away from the ears, pressing into the fingertips and the palms. Find your breath. Up into the tippy toes, back into the heels. Now you're going to take a step, hop, or walk both feet forward to the front of your mat to forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. All the way up. Palms together, coming to heart space. And then release the palms. Good. So you're facing the front of your mat. So this is a little out of the ordinary. What I'm going to have you do is I just want you to turn to whatever side of the mat faces where you can see me. And you're going to find your star, because we're only going to face one side of the mat today. So this way I won't have my back to you and you won't have your back to me. Extend the arms up, find your star. Nice and tall. Hopefully you're nice and warm now. And then bend the elbows, bend the knees, find your goddess, and then back to star. And then one more time, goddess and star. And then bring the palms to heart space. Good. So what you're going to do here is you're going to, the feet are nice and wide, and we're going to extend the arms out to the side. And then you're going to forward fold. So just reach to the floor. Now once you're on the floor, you're going to bend towards the front of, bend the knee that's closer to the front of the mat for you. So as you're bending into that knee, your other foot, let your other leg toe go up so you're on your heel. Walk your hands towards that bent knee. And now you're going to pivot onto the leg that's up, straight, bend the opposite leg, shift sides basically, pull the opposite toe up. And then I'm going back to the other side again. Pull that toe up. And then I place that toe back down so the toe is in front of the heel. Shift sides one more time. So stretching out those ankles, inner thighs, toe is up. Now this time when we come back, I want you to shift back towards the front of your mat. Put that foot towards the front, pivot into a lunge. And your toe is on the floor and your back heel comes off the floor. So you're in a low lunge facing the front. Good. Then you're going to pivot back again and walk the hands all the way to the back of your mat. Pivot into a lunge facing the back of your mat. You're off of your back heel. And we're doing that one more time. Back to the front. Lunging. This time I want you to really get your belly on your thigh. And lift your hands off the floor for a moment. And then bring the hands back down. Pivot back to the back of your mat. Lunge, get your belly on your thigh. For balance, lift your hands off the floor. Knee is over the ankle, not the toes. Hands on the floor. Pivot back to the front of the mat to a lunge. Belly on the thigh. Balance out your weight between the front and back. Option to reach both arms forward. Reach them out, straighten out that back leg, push through your back heel and hold it here. Find your balance. Inhale and exhale. Bring your arms to the back of the mat. Looking forward now. Still belly on the thigh. Hands to the floor. Pivot to the back of the mat. Lunge, belly on the thigh, arms forward, push through your back leg, balance out your weight, find your breath. From your arms reaching to the front, reach your arms towards your back pockets. Head goes forward, look up, find your breath. Good, hands to the floor. Pivot yourself all the way back to the front of the mat. Back heel comes off. Step back to plank. Nice and strong. Chaturanga. Rock onto those toes. Exhale. Slowly lower. Inhale. Up dog or cobra. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Soften your knees. Press into your fingertips and your palms. Find your breath. Melt into your left leg, bring your right leg up, extend it, three-legged dog. Bend your right knee, bring your right knee to your right wrist, and your right ankle to your left wrist. Pigeon, sliding into your right hip, Slide your left leg back, top of the knee and the top of the foot on the floor. Hinge yourself just a little, rocking side to side. Feel free to sit on a block or blanket on that right hip if you need to. And then you're going to start to melt yourself forward towards the mat, head towards the floor. You can extend the arms out in front or just completely rest here. Feeling the stretch in the hamstring and the glute, maybe your left hip flexor. Find your breath. One more breath. Now from here, you're going to bring your palms close to the shin. Start to lift yourself up, pressing into your fingertips, and just really enjoy that lengthening, feeling that stretch in that hip flexor. Now, option to bend your back leg. Now, maybe you can reach your left leg with your left hand. Maybe you can just hold your pant leg. Maybe you just hold it up. Maybe you can pull your heel towards your glute. Just getting a nice stretch here. One more breath. And then we're going to release that foot back to the floor. Tuck your toes under. Shift yourself back to your plank. And then just shift up to a downward facing dog. If you want to do a full flow, feel free. I'm going to walk those legs, pedal out your feet. And then find your downward facing dog. We're going to melt into our right foot, and we're going to extend the left leg up. Three-legged dog, and then finding your pigeon, left knee to left ankle. Sliding all the way back, right leg to the back, top of the knee, top of the foot. And again, sitting on a block or blanket on that left hip if you need to. Shift those hips side to side. And then start to walk yourself forward, melting into it. Try to relax your shoulders. Let the floor support you. Don't fight the stretch, and don't force the stretch. We want to breathe and relax into it. So if it's too intense, back up from your posture, like move a block or move out a little. Make those adjustments so it's comfortable for you to sit and relax in this posture. And breathe. One more breath. And then you'll come up, walk the fingertips towards the shins, lengthen through the spine. And one side might be totally different. We're going to bend that right knee if you would like. You do not have to do that. You can reach for that right foot, or you can always hold a pant leg. Use a strap if needed. Lots of options. You might even hold on the inside. Again, it's up to you where you go with this one. It's so nice to stretch our quads and our hip flexors as we stretch and flow from one posture to the other, loosening up the hips. It's a great start for your day or to stretch out after a workout while you're nice and warm. And then we're going to release that foot all the way to the floor. And then go ahead and sit on your left hip. And you're going to bring your right leg all the way up and around, crossing it over your left thigh. We're going to hug that knee into the chest and twist to the right, a little deeper than the first one we did. With the straight-legged, look over your right shoulder, finding your breath. And then from here, we're going to slowly release, come back through the center, bring that left leg out, and then just tuck your right foot underneath your left thigh. Tuck it under. Then you're going to take your left leg and cross it over your right thigh. Wrap your right arm around that left thigh, and then lengthen and twist. Use your left arm as a kickstand and look over your left shoulder. And find your breath. Just feel that nice stretch in the hip and the glute. One more breath. And then we're going to transition back towards the center. And go ahead and scoot yourself forward. So there's room behind you on the mat, so when we lay back, but first you're going to start with our boat pose, starting to lean back, hold the thighs, relax the shoulders. Option to let go, option to float the legs or let go. And today we're going to extend those legs. Really straighten them out, reach the palms forward towards the midline of the body, thumbs up, but reaching fingers forward. And then inhale, come back up, hugging, balancing on the sits bones, letting the feet drop, and then extend back out. And then come back in and extend back out. Remember, we're doing lots of repetition today. Inhale, good, bring it in and extend out. You have one more and bring it in and extend out and hold. And then slowly lower yourself all the way back onto the mat. So your head is down, and go ahead and bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor, reach your fingertips towards your heels or your ankles, pressing the feet into the floor, and have your toes turn in maybe about 1/2 inch, and then push up into a bridge, lengthening through the spine. And you want to feel that spine lengthening but not overarching, stretching through the hip flexors. And then slowly exhale, lower back down. And then inhale, lift. Slowly exhale down. Inhale, lift. This time on this one, let's go up onto our tippy toes. And then back into the heels. And then exhale down. And then again, inhale, lift. Be mindful of the knees, not letting them fall open. This time, pull the toes up. Little hamstring. Toes down. Exhale back down. Last one. Inhale, lift. Holding it up. Keep the knees in alignment and just straighten the right leg so the knees are touching or right next to each other. Lower the right foot. Keep the knees close. Straighten the left. And lower the left. And exhale all the way down. Hug the knees into the chest. Give them a rock side to side. And then continue holding that right knee into the chest. Extend the left leg to the front of the mat. Flexing both feet. And then extend the right leg to the sky, holding behind the thigh. Your left leg is on the floor. Option to walk your hands higher up. Or even grab hold of the big toe. And then we're going to hug that right knee back into the chest, bending the knee. And then pull that knee across the body to the left. Reaching your right arm to a cactus arm or those field goal arms again. Back of the hand on the floor. Maybe looking towards the right with your head as your leg pulls to the left for a nice twist. And then slowly bring your head back to center. Hug your knee into your chest. Bring your left leg in to join it. And then release that right leg to the front of your mat. Both feet flexed. Right leg is on the floor. Extend that left leg up. Option to walk your hands up or even grab hold of the big toe. One side might be easier than the other. And then we're going to hug that left knee back into the chest. You're going to hold onto the left knee with your right hand on the outside. Pull that leg across the body to your right. Bring your left arm to a cactus arm or field goal. Back of the hand on the floor. Look to your left as you pull that leg to the right. And find your breath. Inhale and exhale. Hopefully you feel that you've stretched and flowed deeper and deeper into each posture for our full body. Stretch and flow. Coming back through the center. Head to neutral. Let's hug both knees into the chest. Maybe wrap the hands as tightly as you can. Hold the wrists, forearms, or elbows. Feet together, knees together. Take a deep breath. Inhale, lift the nose to knees. And then exhale back down. And then go ahead and release the feet all the way to the floor. Feet flat. Arms to cactus arms. And then drop both legs to your right. And let your head turn to the left. A little variety of the stretch. And then we're going to come back to neutral with our head. And both legs draw to the left. Turn your head to the right. And then turn your head to neutral. Bring both knees back to center. And then bring the knees to 90 degrees. Hips in alignment, like hips and knees at 90. Feet flexed. Back is pushed into the mat. If this is too much on your back, feel free to leave your feet on the floor. And you're going to rotate your legs to the right without letting them touch the floor. Pull them towards your elbow. And then slowly rotate through the center and come to the left. Pulling them up towards the elbow, and then again to the right for round 2, pulling them up. Again, this is good for the core, and then the left. 2 more times, bringing them to the right, and up through the center to the left, and 1 more each side. It's giving you a little back massage too, hopefully. They come back through the center and then pull to the left. And then back up to the center. Go ahead and bring both feet to the floor. And then we're going to extend the arms overhead, extend the legs straight, full body stretch, flex the feet. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, pull the knees into the chest, give them a squeeze, pull those shoulders down. Extend both legs to the sky. Rotate the ankles, both directions. And then you're going to bend the knees and you're going to hold on to the big toes. Find your happy baby, maybe rock it side to side. You can even wrap the hands around and hold the outside of the feet. And then finding your center, pressing the tailbone towards the floor. And then slowly, we're going to unwind, squeeze the knees as they gently lower to the floor, feet flat, and then walk the legs out, finding your Sukhasana. Walk the hands down towards your hips, palms up, and then let your legs fall open and close your eyes and focus on your breath. Feel a calmness start to wash over your body. Maybe you feel some energy running around in there because you just had a nice yoga practice, got deep into those postures. You're welcome to stay in your Shavasana. Or you can start to bring movement to the body as we work to transitioning to the rest of our day. Option to roll onto your side, You can hug your knees, whatever feels good to you. As you slowly take your time transitioning all the way up to a Sukhasana, an easy seat. Sitting up nice and tall, realign the shoulders over the hips, ears over shoulders. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms overhead, touch the palms to heart space. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.